Hello viewers, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing the /clone command. So as you can see, we start out with /clone, then x1, y1, and z1. x1 is the x coordinate for the first block that you're selecting. Then there's y1, then z1. So all of this together shows exactly where the block is in the world. Then for your second coordinate, you have the x, y, and z also for that. And then this x, y, and z is where you want to copy it to. You can use relative coordinates for all of these, which I discussed in my command block basics video, which I highly recommend watching before watching any of my other videos on commands. So the x, y, and z can be coordinates as in numbers, or relative coordinates as in close to a command block or a player. And then you have your mode, which I'll discuss later in the video. So how this works is, let's start with the first coordinate. So if you look on the left, all the way at the bottom, there is a line of text that says looking at. So that's the block that you're looking at right now. So I'm looking at a red wool. So if I do /clone and press the tab button, it'll automatically put in the same coordinates of the block that I'm looking at. So that's the first coordinate for the first block. Then for the second block, we should go up here and do tab again to get the three parts of the coordinate of the second block. So how this works is it makes a cube of whatever you're copying. So say I got the block, I could also get the block down here and then up here to make a cube. So it'll copy everything inside the cube of where you selected. So then the third part is where you want to copy it. So here, I'm going to put the tilde notation for relative coordinates, so it'll copy it right here. As you can see, I have an item frame right over there on the tree, and it did not copy over here. That is because the item frame is an entity. When you use the /clone command, it doesn't copy entities. It'll only copy blocks. There's another thing I wanted to mention. It'll only copy in the positive direction of the coordinates. So if I move this way, it's increasing my x coordinate. When I move this way, it's increasing my y coordinate. And when I move this way, it's increasing my z coordinate. So as you can see, I was standing right here in those two blocks when I performed the command. And it moved only in the positive directions for each coordinate part. So next I'm going to discuss the next argument in the command. So if I pull up the last command I did, which was cloning that box over there, and then I press tab, it'll say replace. Replace basically just means it'll replace whatever block is in there. If I do filtered, next I'm going to show the next argument in the command. So if I put replace, then that will replace whatever blocks are in the area of the destination for where you're copying the blocks to. So if I put it here, it'll just do the same thing it did last time because it defaults to replace. But if I put filtered and then normal, which I'll discuss in a bit, then a tile name, it'll only copy the blocks that I selected. So here I put a tile name, say I put glass. It'll only copy the glass blocks. So if I perform that command, if I look up, it performed this command correctly, and I got only the glass part of this. The reason it didn't copy this is because those are glass panes. So if I copy that, it'll just give me the glass. And if I do the same command from the same place, and let's say grass, it'll only copy the grass part. And then we have masked, which is where it'll do it. So where, say I put these blocks right here. So if I put masked, if there was a block that was already there in this part that I cloned, then it'll copy it over here, but it won't copy and overwrite this part as air. So that block right there would have been air, but instead with the masked, it left it just as the grass block how I'd left it. So it doesn't overwrite places that are just regular air, which can be useful in some cases if you're doing building or something like that, and you don't want it to ruin other parts of your place. Now I'm going to show you the different options you can use with the set modes. So here I have the replace, since that's what it normally defaults to, and then if I put normal, then that will just normally copy everything how I previously did it. This is usually made for like a filler. If you have the filter and then you just put normal and then your filter tile name. And then next we have force, which will force the source and the destination to overlap. So if I go right here and just do replace, it'll say the source and the destination cannot overlap. But if I do this, force, it'll force them to overlap and overwrite the previous blocks that were there in the source. So as you can see, it just cut it off right there. So while using the same coordinates, I'm going to show you the next one. So it's move. So this is like a cut and paste. So I'll be removing all the blocks from over there and pasting them right here. So with the same coordinates, I know it's going to look a little weird, but here we go. So here, it removed everything from right here and copied it over there. So as you can see, the item frame fell off because everything in here was replaced with air, and the item frame had nowhere to go since it was an entity, so it just dropped. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section if you think I left anything out in this video. And I hope you all enjoyed it. As you can see, there are many things you can do. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.